Michael Atherton's first bowl in the Test match, the last over of the day. It turned, it was short, and it was full. This brings up the 50 in the 15th over of the innings.
There were 7 more runs added to take the score at the close of play along to 57 for 2, and it meant that Atherton's final over cost 11 runs. Marvellous day, over 400 runs scored in the day, and the not-out batsman at the close, Manjrekar on 29 in good form and Venkata on 14. The bowling figures for England, Fraser once again bowled really well, 7 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 11. The variable bounce will suit him on the final day. Malcolm 1 for 27, Hemmings got some turn, and Atherton just that 1 over for 11. There'll be a minimum of 95 overs in the day, so the asking rate theoretically is 4.36 per over, which I reckon is a gigantic task. Well, conditions absolutely marvellous at Lord's. The sun was out. They were promising around about 28 degrees, which is very nice. Not too sure it'll be quite so good for the Indians because they only have 8 wickets in hand. Here's the first ball now. Malcolm is the bowler. Manjrekar is taking straight. So what do you think their intentions are?
Well, they're so confident about their batting. They've played like this throughout the match, and he's not looking to play himself in. He really fancies this pitch. His own form's good. It's a cracking square cut. Foot to the pitch of the ball. Watch the foot right across, head over the ball. It's a really cracking shot.
Normally on the last day you'd reckon the spinners would be the ones to pose most problems, but Angus Fraser bowls well today. He will provide plenty of posers for the Indian batsmen. Very well caught. It was low down. Malcolm, after that rather insipid first over, has found the outside edge of Manjrekar's bat, and that is a crushing blow for India and a tremendous boost for England.
Well, there was no real reason for Manjrekar to nick that ball. It was just the line and the length was good. It was just above stump height. There's no excessive bounce in it or real pace. I think he just didn't quite play the line as well as he would have liked. You watch the ball, it's the line and the length, just about 12 inches above stump height. He caught at the tips of his boot tops by Jack Russell, which shows there's no real bounce in the ball. It's just about to bounce twice.
The batsman is Mohammad Azharuddin. The most wonderful and remarkable innings first time round in this game. He's only faced 3 balls and he's 10.
Well, another of those short, wide balls from Devon Malcolm. The batsman really onto it in a flash. Cracks it away.
This is not far off that Terry Alderman field employed last year against Graham Gooch. It was a nice stroke. Once again, it's the wide one outside off stump that gives the batsman room for the stroke. They've been very severe on it, well, not just this morning, but right throughout the match.
Well, Captain Azharuddin says there's no pressure on his team. Most of them coming out to play their shots, and none better than this. If the bowler gives him any chance at all, he's going to crack it away. He says that his young side don't feel any pressure. They're not expected to do exceptionally well, so they're just going to go out and enjoy themselves. I'm not sure that's the best way to save this test match, but it's certainly going to be very entertaining for watchers. Well, it doesn't matter how determined you are to play defensive, to keep your wicket intact. When you get a ball like that from Devon Malcolm, it's pretty difficult to play. That
was well bowled and well played. Nice relaxed grip from Vengsarkar there, took the sting out of that one.
This one was well played by Vengsarkar. Vengsarkar's getting forward to FRASER, but he waits before committing himself to Malcolm.
That's a very good shot indeed. Beautifully timed.
Short on the legs, and Vengsarkar quickly on his toes and flicks it beautifully.
Got Kapildev and Shastri there, and Vijay Manjrekar, that's father of Sanjay there. That's the 100 for India. And up in only the 24th over. Tribute to the stroke play of the Indians, and also, of course, to the attacking fields, which Gooch is quite free to deploy for most of the day anyway. Well, that'll be 4 more. Devon Malcolm really hasn't clicked this morning. No real rhythm. He got the wicket, but he's certainly not been at his best. Oh, beautiful ball. Really was a fine delivery.
Fine delivery indeed. Pitching on the off stump, Azhar had to play at it. Moved a little away. Very good delivery indeed. From the Indian point of view, Azhar was lucky not to get an edge.
Well, Fraser's produced 2 brilliant deliveries in the last few balls. They really are. Eddie Hemmings now. That one turned quite sharply.
Yes, it turned a bit, and Vengsarkar's glanced it very well, and he's glanced it fine.
Given him playing no stroke at all. Jack Russell getting the congratulations. Big blow for India with Vengsarkar out for 35. That's 114 now for 4. Now, Vengsarkar tried to leave this delivery alone. Pitching outside off stump, just flicking the face of the bat, and the alert Russell did the rest. A disappointing end for Vengsarkar, and India now in some sort of trouble. And I think credit there, Sunil, to the bat padman that Gooch had put in. It made Vengsarkar just a little uncertain as to whether to play or not.
Yes, it did, and one was thinking that perhaps Eddie Hemmings should flight that ball a little more to make use of that back pad, but it still created a bit of doubt in the minds of the batsmen.
Sachin Tendulkar, the new batsman.
Another quick ball. That's good. Oh, it's going to be close, but at the last, Eddie Hemmings, in the last few strides, just lifted his head, took his eye off the ball, looked at the stumps, looked at the target, and fumbled.
Yes, it was always going to be pretty tight. Azrin there on the back foot, so it's difficult for him setting off quickly. Hemmings coming in now. If he had picked it up there, well, I would say that would have been out.
Well, that's beautifully bowled. It really climbed and well played by Azhar in the end. It went downwards through the gully, vacant area there, off to third man for 4 runs. But that was a very good over by Lewis. It was hostile, varied in length. Just look at this climb on Azharuddin.
Yes, unlucky not to take a wicket with that. But in the end, he played it pretty well there. It was a nasty one to keep down.
It's still to be Chris Lewis. Oh, it's a brilliant catch. Tremendous catch by Atherton at slip. Azharuddin has gone to 37. And India's 5th wicket goes down now for 127. But what a lovely catch. He's playing to the onside and it flew away to third slip.
Well, credit to Lewis. He's certainly troubled Azharuddin in the last 2 or 3 overs, and he's never been happy against him. And then he turned him right round completely. May even have gone off the back of the bat, might that. Certainly went off there, the leading edge of the back of the bat, and a brilliant catch there. Good concentration by Atherton. Yes, it could have gone off the back of the bat.
But this is Manoj Prabhakar. It's just over Chris Lewis. My word, that man can run. They settled for 2. It's a risky shot, that, but you could see that Prabhakar felt hemmed in, and he'd lobbed one up into the close fielders off the pad, and then decided to give it a go because the fielders are in.
Yes, a little bit of flight there. Prabhakar not getting to the pitch of it, just lobbing over Chris Lewis, and it'd be an interesting race between Chris Lewis and Carl Lewis, I think, where he moves out there.
It's a long chase. Very well bowled. It's hurt as well, I can tell you. But it was a great Yorker. Quite deliberate and speared in at middle or middle and leg and collected the batsman's toe on the way through.
Well, this is a great delivery. Just swings in onto the toe, right in front of the stumps. Dickie Bird, no hesitation there in giving him out LBW. It was beautifully bowled.
And that looked as though it would have hit middle, and he's, or just a matter of, well, it's the length of a foot, however long a foot might be. That also was very, very close. Might just have got himself a fraction outside the line, but there wouldn't have been much in it.
Well, another one of those in-swinging deliveries from Chris Lewis, just going down the slope. It looks fairly straight on your picture, but they tend to keep on going down that slope, and the umpires A pretty experienced here, like Dickie Bird, have played a lot of cricket at Lords. He knows that that ball keeps on going, is likely to miss leg stump.
Not sure about that stroke. It was a quick edge. Once again, it was well bowled by Lewis.
Yes, Tendulkar very watchful and careful, trying to play bat and pad, and the ball runs off the outside edge. He's very determined this morning, though.
There we are now. That's out towards Lewis and out. That ball spun, Kapildev not quite to it, and the one man in the deep, beautifully positioned by Hemmings and Gooch, and Chris Lewis took the catch. It's the first real dart at Hemmings that Kapildev's had, and it was his last one. Now India 158 for 7.
Well, this one was given a lot more air by Eddie Hemmings. It beat Kapil in the flight, and a very simple catch to Chris Lewis.
Wicketkeeper Kieran Murray. See that ball pitching around middle and off middle and spinning, oh, well over 12 inches, over a foot, missing leg stump completely.
Yes, big turn there.
Fraser to bowl. That'll be 4 runs, not what he meant. The boy's playing with great determination, getting right behind the line of ball.
Yes, he's trying his best. He knows that this is his opportunity now that the tail-enders are there. Hanging around with them and get as many as he can.
That was well bowled, and it was also well played. And that's the problem from the pavilion end, and particularly with a bowler of Fraser's height. The ridge, which the authorities say doesn't exist, and Geoffrey Boycott insists does, suddenly produces this sort of delivery. There's a big shout. Umpire Clues has a look but says no.
Murray has put his left foot again and bat behind, but this one was going straight down, didn't turn at all, straight outside the off stump.
Four runs.
Here comes Fraser. Oh, it's a lovely shot. A real crack of the bat on the ball there. And there's no mid-off.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. A good foot position, good stride, nice follow through, controlling the bat with the top hand, the left hand, keeping the bat on line, and good timing to finish it.
He's got him, caught him beautifully. That's Graham Gooch at second slip. And again, that awkward bounce, you could see Sachin Tendulkar playing at and then suddenly wishing he hadn't. So he goes to 27, it's now 181 for 7. For 8, 181 for 8.
Well, that's a fine piece of bowling by Fraser. Not only get that little bit of bounce, but he got just a little bit of outswing, which is just sufficient to catch the edge of the bat. Tendulkar played it pretty well. He couldn't play much different than that, but it just offered to go away, just that inch or so, and then that little bit of extra bounce did the rest. Comfortable catch there for Gooch. It's got to be his match. Catches, wickets, centuries, and captain the side pretty well as well.
Middle of those three. Signal then to play the proper shot, and of course they prompted him, didn't they? They provoked Sanjeev Sharma to play a perfectly good lofted drive straight down the ground.
Yes, that was a very good shot, good follow through. Nobody out at all, so there's no real danger, providing you hit the ball anything like.
Did you get it, Ronnie?
Well, he beat him in the air then, but he still followed through and seemed to hoik it to mid-wicket. Oh, fantastic. What a sprinter. Really a tremendous sight just to see Carl Lewis sprinting after a ball. You see how the slip of the tongue comes? His name is Chris. And that's a good shot too. Judged the length well. Hemmings was just trying to tempt him out to play on the front foot, and Sanjeev read it well through the air. He was nicely in position. 4 runs through the covers. Catch it, they shout, and they all lean forward. Jack Russell ran forward. Quicker one, and again, well judged, well spotted by Sanjeev Sharma. 4 more, and Eddie Hemmings, I think, is showing signs of losing patience. He's not a patient man's over that. Tried a few things, maybe too many things, and they didn't come off.
You know, it's difficult when you've got fielders all around the bat and the outfield's so quick. Just a nudge and away it goes.
Well, that return nearly caused a selection problem for the next Test match.
Well, a nice sweep shot off the stumps. And I think the throw from Chris Lewis, I think he just tries to wake Alan Lamb up. Just if he's having a little sleep, he just tries to waken him up a bit there.
Would have been a
bit
headache.
hilarity between 2 of the England players. I think a ball into the ribs of the batsman, just tickle him up under the ribs and then bowl the length is the best bet.
Instead, 4 runs, the best part of.
Yeah, it's just a nice length ball that doesn't bounce too high. The tail end not quite getting behind the line of the ball, gets a thick edge through the slips. He's nice and straight, but he's not exactly behind the line of the ball.
So you're not a great appreciator of tail-end batting, Geoffrey, by the sounds of it.
A roll and then Yorker, knock all the lot down.
Oh, that is very close and out. Murray seems to be indicating he thought he'd got some bat on it. Dickie Bird won't be impressed. His decision's been given. LBW for a very gutsy 16. 206 for 9.
Well, this is just short of a length, doesn't get up too high, but he's right back on his stumps. I don't think much difficulty there for Dickie Bird. Very quickly gave him out. Dickie Bird doesn't often give decisions quite quickly, unless he's absolutely certain.
And after he'd been given out, he's pleading that there was some wood on that ball. By that time, the decision's been given. The next batsman is the last batsman, Narendra Hawani. 4. He may as well collect a few runs while he can. One-handed inside-out shot. It's a very strange shot, but an effective one. He's played it before.
Well, he's obviously going to enjoy himself here, dancing down the pitch, inside out, play Eddie Hemmings with one hand. Maybe he's trying to take the mickey out of Eddie. I think he's really just going to enjoy himself with Hawani batting at the other end, who he doesn't expect to last too long.
Starting and struggled to play Hemmings out on the offside at all. He's turning the ball so much, and here is a tail-ender. He's just picked him off 3 times in the over.
Well, you couldn't play it better than this if you tried. Down the pitch, middle of the bat, foot to the ball, beautifully played.
And another one, that was a delightful shot. Waited for it, and then had to make a little bit of room, and the wrist work in that was real quality stuff.
Yeah, it's good shot playing here by Sharma, but I can't help thinking that Eddie Hemmings giving him too much room outside the off stump. Graham Gooch has set a field of 3 men deep on the onside. Long on, a deep mid-wicket. You see the captain signal him from long on in the bottom right of your picture.
He's got the strike, and he's out. He has not got the strike. What a great piece of fielding, and from whom? Guess who? The captain finishes the match, a match in which he's done virtually everything right. Threw out Sharma. It was a wonderful throw. It's the end of the match. 247 India lose by.
Well, first of all, commiserations. It's not a nice feeling losing a test match.
Yeah, I know, but that's how the game is played. I mean, that's how it is, and I thought England played very well.
It's test matches I've ever played in, and it was played in a very attacking spirit, and the game ebbed and flowed, and there was some tremendous bowling and batting, obviously on both sides, and I'm sure that everyone who watched the game over the 5 days had tremendous enjoyment. I suppose it's just a shame one side had to lose, but we're obviously pleased we won, but it was a great game to be involved in.
Yeah, and Draylenworth paid tribute to Angus Fraser.
Yes, he bowled very well. I mean, the wickets obviously was not that helpful for the bowlers, but he stuck to his task, and he came out with his just reward in the first innings, although he had to work hard for it. And there was a hell of a lot of boundaries hit in this match, and but to get 5 wickets out there with a number of runs is a great effort. See you next week.
Tony Lewis with the 2 captains. Graham Gooch, very happy, I should imagine. Mohammad Azharuddin, not quite so happy. 224 India bowled out in their second innings, with Hawani remaining not out, no score. Today, Manjrekar out for 33, Vengsarkar 35, Azharuddin 37, Tendulkar 27, Prabhakar 8, Kapildev 7, Moray 16, and Sharma a very brisk 38 towards the end before that very quick arm of Graham Gooch's did him down. 224, the bowling figures for England. I thought an outstanding effort once again from Angus Fraser. 22 over 7 maidens, 3 for 39 to go with his performance in the first innings, which also was very good. Malcolm 2 for 65, Hemmings 2 for 79, and Lewis 2 for 26. Atherton bowled 1 over, which is more than he's bowled in earlier matches in this summer. And the situation at the end of the game: England 653 for 4 and 272 for 4, India 454 and 224 all out. England won by 247 runs, and although Mohammad Azharuddin says he still thinks his decision was correct, I can't quite see how you can make a good decision to put in the opposition if then you lose by a massive figure of 247. At the presentation, Graham Gooch received the cheque for being the winning captain. He also received a beautifully framed scorecard to commemorate his 333, marvellous achievement, and so close to becoming the highest ever scorer in Test match cricket. And he was nominated as Player of the Match by Ray Illingworth, the adjudicator and BBC commentator.